All right. Hello, beautiful people that follow my channel. Welcome to Amani's Lightwork. If you're visiting, today is June 2nd, 2021. All right. And I feel really good today. I don't know. I just feel really, from one, I don't know, my energy is really up today. And also, I feel really good about the fact that I've been able to put videos out, like, I've been able to do a reading a day, basically. The goal would be for me to at least do maybe like two or three, like I used to, have that stamina to keep my brain running like that. But I've been doing pretty good. I feel really proud of myself in terms of really, getting at least one reading done and uploaded a day. Okay. But anyway, I'm going to, this is a Keys to Akasha reading, okay? And this is a request that I have from myself, but if you're interested in viewing the video, you may. You don't have to if you don't want to. You're not obligated to. It's not mandatory that you watch it. All right. But I'm mainly doing this to see what information I can gather about her case, right? If you know any information, I know it's in the U.S. It's made its way to U.S. news. This case is about Sasha Johnson. Okay, I do not know what her DOB is, her date of birth, but she is a British Black Lives Matter activist, okay, and a member of Taking the Initiative political party. On May 23rd of this year, she was shot in the head. Okay, and 5 people were arrested on attempted murder charges. I believe they had one individual that managed to come forward. Someone that managed to come forward that may be tried in court as we speak. Okay, but I'm just going to look in. I believe that they said she was receiving death threats, but they also claim that those death threats that she was receiving were not connected to the shooting. But I'm going to look into her situation. She currently is in critical condition in the hospital. Okay, but I'm just going to look to see what energy I can pick up for her. All right. Okay. All right. Sasha, I don't know her birthday, so the birthday energetically helps, but it's not necessary, because the only reason why the birthday helps energetically is because there could be so many Sasha Johnsons in the world. So I have to be, when I'm doing the invocation, I have to be really specific with what I'm saying, especially if the birthday is not which means that I have to give details of her specific life path, like what she was doing as her individual self. Okay. Mm-hmm. Right. If you are new to my if you're new to this, if you're new to tarot, if you're visiting the channel and you're like, what's going on, and you want to understand, I always say this in all my videos, or at least I try to reiterate what I say at the beginning of all of my videos. All of these readings on my channel are solely based on interpretation, okay? Interpretation connected with my clairvoyant ability, my psychic, my mediumship that I practice. I connect the meanings to the cards with what I receive or what I hear from spirit. Okay, that's how clairvoyance works. That's how I'm able to do what I'm doing right now and what I've been doing for the past few years. Okay, if you have any inquiries about any of these readings and my channel, how it operates, you can send me an email to ayavakasha108@gmail.com, or you can send me a direct message to my Instagram. I'm always on there at AmaniFaith777. Okay. All right, let's see. I already shuffled. I don't want to make that mistake and go and talk and shuffle again. All right. So the card that she has underneath is the Nine of Pentacles. The Nine of Pentacles will mean, waiting for that. The spirit is telling me something about taxes. Okay. See, now we're dealing with UK taxes. She wasn't, she's not a US Black Lives Matter activist. But I would deem that to be interconnected still, because it's still, you're still activating, you're still an activist for a worldwide, wide move, basically. Okay, but she was from the UK, right? But the spirit is telling me something about taxes. So the Nine of Pentacles, I'm getting the energy of work. Like, it could be work that she did as an activist. It could be work, like some type of work, like a job that she had. I believe she's a mother, so she would need to work, take care of her children. Very young, 27 years old. But she would have been in a situation where she could have been waiting on some type of tax or something that she could have been doing. The spirit is giving me an idea of promotions, something that she was doing that was promotionary, that got taxed, okay, or is getting taxed. It just depends on what's going on. It could be related to like an article or a news article, something that she's being shown in. It could be a documentary, it could be an interview. Those things get taxed, especially if they're on YouTube, okay? And if they're not only on YouTube, then they're on some type of social media outlet that every bit of content that she shows up in on the social media outlet, that content gets taxed. There's revenue on that content. So that's one scenario. And then there's something also is going on with her job and something being taxable from her job. But that's why Nine of Pentacles energy is underneath. It would be keeping an eye on that, or at least having someone around, like an agent or a manager of some kind, that could really oversee what is going on in terms of that taxable content, or something from her job and taxes from her job. Something that's going on with taxes specifically from her job, okay? A job that she was in. The Three of Swords energy is in the starting point, okay? So what I just picked up with the Nine of Pentacles and the Three of Swords would mean whatever I was talking about just now could be a loss of money that she could be experiencing as well too, even if it's a Nine of Pentacles. I say it's a loss of money because the Three of Swords energy is here. So whatever she would have been receiving that is taxable, whatever she would have been receiving that is taxable in terms of her work or her just being an activist, period, she's not receiving it. She's in the hospital, so she wouldn't be receiving that taxable income. Like, she wouldn't be receiving that, because the spirit is also giving me an idea of a deposit from her job, some type of deposit from her job, some type of something that she may have been doing, social media, article, interview wise. All of that got taxed, and there is money that is being generated from those showings, but she's not receiving that. One part of that could be going into someone else's account, is the energy I get to. So that could be the energy of a partner. That could be the energy of someone that works for her or someone that was working with her. All right. So the two different things. Someone that could be working, someone that was working with her could be receiving a cut something that she was doing, or something that she showed up in that was taxable, or that is work tax, that's going into the account of another individual. That I'm getting an idea of like a white male when I said that as well too, like a white male that could have been working for her, or I also get an advocate. Like, the spirit is giving me an idea of a white male that is also an advocate. Like, he could be an advocate for her. He could be an advocate conjoined with what she had going going on as a Black Lives Matter activist. Like, he could have been an advocate for her work. But that individual, that unknown individual, could be receiving a cut of some type of taxable income that she was receiving from her own job or from the work that she was doing, and the political party that she was involved in with taking the initiative. And someone that she was working with, that individual is receiving something about her income, like the taxes from her income. That individual, I also get that individual filed something there as well too. Like, they filed something that she was doing with that political party in the UK, something about the Black Lives Matter, a job that she had. She could be somebody's dependent. She could be somebody's dependent. If it could be a partner, like it could be like a love partner that could have been doing that, or the spirit was saying that they were like another advocate, like they're another activist of some kind that was working for her, they were working for her, or they were working with her. But the spirit keeps telling me that they filed, like they filed. Filing could be, a document that she had, a document that they created for her. She asked them to create, or they just created on their own. It has something to do with her information and her taxes. That's one. Or someone, just an example, may have her filed as a dependent for taxes, some type of dependency that she may be for someone else that she was working with or that was working for her. That's why the Three of Swords energy is in the starting point as well. I do get the idea of suing. That could have been something she was finding out. And I'll give you a perfect example. If she's a Black Lives Matter activist, and then she's got this other advocate that she's partnering with this other advocate, this other activist, their plan, I also get deprive. Their plan may have been to deprive her of some type of financial gain that they foresaw her receiving towards the future. Like something really interesting like that. They foresaw her receiving some type of really interesting financial windfall that she could have been waiting for. But it's tax related because everything that she's involved in is taxable. All of these interviews, where they get showed on social media, that's taxed. That is taxed. Documentaries that she's making that are getting shown on major networks, NBC, ABC, Fox, etc. All of that is taxable, especially if you have a UK and US connection in that way. So the idea of the deprivation is someone coming in like a leech almost, or she may not have known someone coming in, and they could have been making copies, they could have been posting, they could have been running some type of secret group with their own network and posting her content to that, and all of that is tax, and that person is receiving that tax. That person is building that revenue with her content, and then therefore she's not receiving anything. Now I'm trying to do this in chronological order leading up to her in the hospital, but all of that was happening before. Like, it could have been happening from March. That stuff could have been happening in March. It could have been happening for 3 years, 3 weeks, 3 months. Could have been 3 days before that happened to her. She could have been finding out something really interesting that's related to the taxes. So that person is building revenue, building funds. They foresaw her, being a winner pretty much. And they're like, how to deprive her, how to deprive her movement, and how to help me out. That was somebody's thought. Depriving. The spirit saying the word deprive also could be something that she was putting in, some type of fund that she was putting in. A fund that she was putting in herself. She could have been using her own taxes to feed her own organization, to feed the work she was doing, to feed it. So someone's idea of depriving that would be to try to get, somebody's plan or idea to deprive her would be to, get her into a situation, get the organization into a situation where its leader is down temporarily. And that means loss of money. That means loss of funding. Without her around, no one can make any financial move. No one can receive anything because she would be the head of the organization. She's the head of the group. She's the head of whatever it is. Profoundly the head of what she was doing. And is making money in a major way. But somebody's plan could have been Somebody could have been overseeing whoever was tied to her like that, or she was interacting with. That individual is tied to someone that was then overseeing that person's move, that is doing what they're doing with the taxes and the revenue. Jesus Christ. The King of Swords energy is in the waiting position. King of Swords could be the white, could be the Caucasian male that I'm picking up. There could be a black male that I'm picking up. That energy could be, this energy could be someone that was her love partner. There could be a lawyer that's a man. Someone that was, the spirit was saying, an advocate. They could also be another advocate for her, But I get this idea of stole. 3 of Swords, 9 of Pentacles. They stole, or they're in the process of stealing. They're in the process of stealing, or they stole something already. She could have become aware of that, and she's then taking action if that's the case. They don't know what they're doing also. So I'm looking at them. They really don't know what they are doing, if that makes any sense. The Spirit said they don't know what they're doing. So whatever they're doing with her, whatever they're doing, I get running. Like they could be running. 3 of Swords, they could be running from confrontation. They could be running for office, like Congress. They could be running. Like they're an individual that they're running. Like they're running for Congress, they're running for office, or they're literally, physically, they're running. Like they're trying to run from some type of confrontation. Like they're running. Because they're running from confrontation. Because I also get a slip up. They're also running from confrontation because they slipped up with something they were doing with her information and her documents and information about taxes and things of that nature. And I also get what gets put online. Like some type of slip up that they did with what gets put online, or what they put online. Something that they did with what they put online, or that they could have done it for her. She could have asked them to do it, or they did it on their own. But they made a mistake, and now they're running, But I get private. Like, as I'm talking about it, I also get the word private. Like, what they're doing is supposed to be really private, but it may not be private. So, like, posting what they may have put something online that could be what their slip up is. They could be doing something that pertaining to something that she had going on, and they could be making money, yes. But another element about it is that they're not supposed to put something up online, and because what's private about it is that someone could have discussed with them. I also get a manager. One of these elements could have been her manager, or something's going on with their manager, like someone that manages them, right? Someone that manages them, or they're like a manager to her of some kind. They're like an agent to her, some kind of manager, someone that oversees her work, or something's going on with their manager separately, or they are a manager. But something's going on where they're not supposed to put something on social media. I get heat when I said that. Like it's causing heat, it's causing problems with something that they either put it on social media already, or it isn't. And it isn't on social media, and they want to put it up, but they may not be listening, or they're not doing something right in terms of wanting to put it up, or they did put it up and that's causing problems, or someone's thinking that it's going to cause problems because something about it is really private, and it could be money and tax related with them. But I also get more than one. So money and tax related, being that that's a private information, there's more than one King of Swords energy that's there. Libra, a Gemini, an Aquarian energy that's a male air sign man. Like something's going on with I get helpers. Something is going on also with their helpers. Whoever the spirit considers, who the spirit considers to be their helpers, like someone that helps them do something, could have slipped up and did something crazy as well too. Like this could be more than one air sign man that was working with her. That those two elements, however many of them, they work together. They do work together. Like it could be more than one air sign man, or someone just has air in their chart. Something's going on with her managers. If I'm going to go with the word manager, something's going on with her manager's helpers, like her manager's assistants. Something's going on with something that they did, or something that this individual asked those helpers to do. It just depends on what's going on. Wow. Page of Cups energy is here. Page of Cups could be an emotional offer from this individual to her. This individual to her family, this individual to her children. This energy could be one of her kids, right? This energy could be one of her children. But pertains to. So this energy being one of her kids, it pertains to one of her children. Whatever is going on, like revenue, job, taxes, whatever it is that's going on, information being put up online that's not supposed to be there, someone wants it taken down, it's revenue, it's taxes. It pertains to somebody's child. It pertains to her child. This could be the child of another individual, one of her a manager that she had, someone that she was working with. This could be their child. But I'm going to go with this energy being one of her kids. Like, if one of her children was not necessarily a Page of Cups, they could be embodying Page of Cups. They could be embodying Page of Cups as well, too. You know? But it pertains to a child. Or the need of a child. I also get a school. It pertains to one of her children could have been, may have been in school at the time. And it pertains to a payment that the child is supposed to receive for school. Something could have been going on with a payment a child needed for school. And that, I don't know if she was with, I don't know necessarily if she was with the father of her children. Something could have been going on with one of these elements could be the father of her children. And something's going on, taxes and revenue and how they make money. So when I'm talking about the father of the children, it has something to do with the way the father of the children makes money, the way the father of the kids make money. I don't know if both of those kids have the same father or not, but something's going on with how he makes money. He could be showing up here like a King of Swords. If Swords energy is not one of his signs, he's showing up like a King of Swords because he's crafty. He's crafty. And so it's trying to figure out how to make money with something that she has running separately from him. They may have been separated. So what's going on with the child is like, I keep getting this idea of school fees. It could be a private school she had her kids in. And something's going on with school fees. Like she may have needed help with school fees. And the father of the child, he may have been paying it or not paying it. Or they have some type of agreement who's gonna pay and split the school fees at this time. Who's gonna pay and split the school fees? And it's your turn, it's my turn, it's your turn, it's my turn. 3 of Swords. Who's gonna pay for our kid's school? So that also, something about that also may have caused some type of weird problem with his money. The spirit is saying it caused a problem with the father of the child. It caused a problem with his money. His money. He may have been trying to save money. Something may have been expensive about the school that she wanted to put the children in. And he's like, I'm not trying to pay for that. This is too expensive. He may have wanted his children. He may have wanted the kids, and he may have been okay with the kids just being in a public school. She may have wanted them to be in private school, and it's something about it is too expensive. And he's like, I can't. 3 of Swords. I can't pay that. I can't pay. So he then could have been trying to figure out a way. Well, I also get the idea of release. He could have tried to figure out a way to release himself from the child. Release an issue, release a financial issue, release a problem or whatever he considered to be a problem here. He could have tried to release that problem, release the problem. I don't know what kind of involvement he had with her activist work. I don't know what kind of involvement he had with her activist work and managers being involved, managers' assistants being involved. But I get knew well. So he could have known her manager or the manager's assistants or one of them. He knew somebody there well. He knew someone there well. That's why the 3 of Swords is there, because she herself may not have known that he knew one of them well. It just depends on what's going on. If he didn't know one of them or however many of them well, they just found out information about him. He found out information. Okay, one of them found out information about the father of her child, or the father of her child found out information about one of them, the assistants or the manager. Someone that's like an assistant or like a manager of some kind that's there. Somebody's shown up like this here as well too. Like the father of the child or the children, they're doing their own research and trying to figure out how to contact a manager or how to contact an assistant of some kind that is showing up here like this, right? That's why they're there with the Page of Cups energy being in the present, okay? So I'm going to hit the future in a second. So the Nine of Cups energy is in the future. Nine of Cups, and then cups, kind of all these cups here do represent the children and the needs of the children, okay? Or it's just family that is there too as well. The Six of Pentacles energy is here for the instincts, all right? So Six of Pentacles, the Six of Pentacles energy would be charity. It would be charity, it would be given back. I also get the idea of community, would be given back to community. That could have been a plan that she did have as well too, with the Six of Pentacles being in the instincts, okay? But if it's not anything like that, it resides with, I keep getting the father. I don't know if it's her father or the father of the kids, or one child. It resides with the father, or it could be her father. You know, it resides with the father of the kids, or somebody's father, or the kid's father. Okay, the Six of Pentacles will be them giving something, or her trying to make something. I also get the idea of residual income as well with the Six of Pentacles. So residual income that she could have been putting aside for the kids. She could have been putting aside for the kids some part of residual income. Or that could have been something that the father of the children was trying to do as well too. Okay? With the Six of Pentacles and the instincts. Right? The residual, the Spirit is telling me it's related to the taxes. So the residual income is tied in with something going on with the taxes. The residual income is tied into something going on with the taxes. But I'm looking at the King of Swords. They complained about some type of residual income into being intertwined with the taxes. Something's going on with that. Like, they complained about that. The residual income would be money left over from her activist work, money left over from her job, money that she promised herself that she wouldn't touch. All of that will be considered residual income. I understand. Three of Swords with them is that she may have wanted him to really make a big payment for something. And he may not have known about some type of residual income that she did have from her taxes. And he could have found out, okay, I understand what's happening. He could have found that out through someone that she was working with directly, like a manager or her assistant. He could have found out a way to contact one of those individuals, ask them where is she putting this money? Where's her money from this interview? Where's her money that she got paid from meeting with, one of the U.S. Congressmen? Where's the money from this interview that she's making? Where is all of that money? Where's the money from the activist work? But they're doing research to find that. Like, they're doing research. They're realizing that she has that. So they're doing research to find out how to access that. They're trying to figure out how to access that. Because she may have a really interesting relationship with the father of the kids, where she may not tell him everything of what's going on with how she gets paid, or who pays her, or where she's putting that money. So there may have been a point, child support related, where she may have really wanted him to pay for something major, like an expensive private school. And he's like, he doesn't know about this residual income. So it's making him upset, and that she may not have been having this conversation. I mean, she may have, I do feel like at one point, if he allowed her to, she would have told him that, okay, I have this income set aside for their secondary education, their colleges and things of that nature when they get older. But she could have been getting there, but she may not have gotten the chance to really explain that to the father of the kids yet. So because she didn't say anything yet about something about that tax and residual income wise, he's going about his way to contact one of her managers or assistants to find out where that money is, if he doesn't know about it, where it is, where it came from, how to access it. How to access it with the Six of Pentacles energy there. If she didn't tell him anything, and then he's going off because she's not telling him anything, and then she wants him to pay. She wants him to use his money to pay for something major, like a house, a car, the kids, something about the kids school, the kids needing things of that nature. So that could be related to the energy of a manager. A manager could have been doing that, or something's weird going on with the manager's assistants. Her assistant. And then there's the energy of the father of the kids that I get angry. The father of the kids is angry because she's not, I mean, he could be angry now, but she really didn't tell Three of Swords. She really didn't tell him something specific for whatever reason she had to not tell him something specific about her residual income and taxes. Whatever it was. Wow. Whew. The Two of Cups energies and the accomplishment right next to the Three of Swords. So the Two of Cups will be the partnership she has with one of these King of Swords energies. The Spirit keeps emphasizing that, you know, they're upset. They could be upset now. They could be upset before that happened. It just depends on the energy that is coming through. Two of Cups. Two could be something that happened in February. 3 could be something going on in March. 6 could be June. Like 6 could be, we're in June now. So something could be going on with June. Something that he's finding out in June. Something he's trying to have access to in June. Manager, assistant, or father of the kids. Right? Or something that she wanted to do. She may have had some type of plan to do something community work wise with something she may have wanted to do in June. Or some type of money may go back to her and may come back to her in June. Or may go back to someone in June. If it was taken already. You know, if it was taken or someone made some type of money off of something that she did have. You know. But anyhow, the Two of Cups is here next to the Three of Swords. I get this idea of doesn't want to work out something as well. Like somebody wants to work something out or they don't want to work something out. I'm kind of going with the idea of the don't because it's right next to the Three of Swords. That would imply that there's a partnership that she's got with someone that they don't want to work something out. Or they're not trying to hear what she's trying to explain. Vice versa. That could have been this situation. She may not have wanted to hear something that they were talking about, what they did, what they put up, what was private that they did, what they exposed, what they share, or he may not have been wanting to hear something that she wanted to, you know, discuss. That may have been really important at the time, you know. That's why the Three of Swords is right next to the Two of Cups energy. The spiritual self has the Judgment card. So Judgment next to them, they may face that, or they may be facing it now. Or when information comes out about, I get a plan. When information comes out about their plan, they're going to face judgment. They're going to be judged on their moves and their motives that they had. I also get insurance. Like something's also going on with insurance that they receive. Something could be going on with her insurance. You know, her insurance, his insurance, one of these energies, their insurance, one of these guys, their insurance. Or insurance for the kids. Like, something's going on with the insurance, some type of insurance. But they may get judged, you know what I mean? They may get judged for their placement in a situation. Not saying what they're doing, not talking about what they did. You know, somebody, you know, whatever it is that's going to get revealed about them. That's why I said from earlier on in the reading, they may run. Or they ran. They were involved and they ran already. They could be one of the people that they said was already involved. Or they're behind. Or one of them I feel like is really, wasn't there. One King of Swords energy, they were not at the party where the shooting occurred. They were not there. They weren't there. Like, the news really fabricates a lot of shit for whatever reason. But one of these individuals, like, they're behind that scene. Like, they were not there. They weren't there. So that could be the father of her kids. Like, that could be one of her managers, or like some type of assistant that she had or a manager had. That individual wasn't there. Somebody was not there. But they're going to get judged. One element about it is that because they're not present because something is planned into the reason into why they are not present. They're not present, you know. The death threats and things that they claim she was receiving, I get they put out. When I say that too, one of these elements, they put those out. But that's why they're not at this party that she's at. Like they're like behind the scenes. Like I don't feel like I keep getting the manager. Like something's going on with someone that is taking on that kind of like managerial role that she was interacting with. That individual did something, or someone that they were tied to, like an assistant. One of those individuals put out some type of really interesting death threat if she did receive that. But it has something to do, the spirit keeps telling me residual income and taxes. Residual income and taxes. It could be a situation where she if she has somebody working for her, this could be a situation, especially if it's a manager or someone that she's got tied to her. There's a situation she may not have been paying that. I don't know if she was in a situation where she wasn't paying that person, like not paying them or paying them little. It just depends on how she was paying somebody. She could have been paying someone to do some type of work for her. You know, make copies, print things, put up this, do that. She may not have been paying someone, but I get they thought so. Like they either thought they weren't going to get paid at all, or they thought she was paying them very little or not enough. They thought so. The spirit helped me finish. They thought so. They thought she wasn't, or they thought she wasn't going to pay them at all. So it's the energy of the kid's father. That's one element, but whoever, there's more than one of them that's coming off of this card. Then there's the energy of a male, like manager, another advocate, someone that she was interacting with, King of Swords. Like they're like a manager. There's someone that she was interacting with. They could have set up something. You know, they could have set up something with her information. And the same example that I gave earlier on, where she's got this residual income, a percentage of that may have been supposed to go to that individual, and they may not have been receiving it from her. They weren't receiving it. So that thus far, they're becoming really upset. Like they're getting really upset because she may have been trying to keep that really hushed. She may have been trying to keep that really hushed, some type of residual and tax information money that she was receiving. The King of Wands energy is in the mentality. The King of Wands brings in the energy of another man. So, excuse me. The energy of another man, like I said, King of Swords energy is however many men. There's a few men coming off of here, like a manager, you know, somebody's embodying this energy, assistant, father of the kids. There's all these men that are around her. The King of Wands energy would be like a Leo, Aries, Sag male. You know what I mean? I also get an officer. They're like an officer. You know, they're an officer. Like, they could be an officer that oversaw her activist work. Like, they're an officer. They could be a police officer. There's some type of officer. There's so many different types of officers and security that could be present in a situation. You know what I mean? They could be a lawyer. They could be another activist. They're an officer. They could be a Black Lives Matter officer, to be specific. Or they're someone there. I also get against the move. There's someone that is against the move. They're one of these elements, King of Wands. They're against. One of them is like against the movement that she had running. King of Swords. One King of Swords element could have been as well too. You know, one of them could have been black. One of them could have been white, or whatever the situation is there. But I keep getting that whoever is behind, whatever is that's going to happen with her at the party, those elements were not, the spirit keeps emphasizing that they were not there. They were not there. Like, he wasn't present. He wasn't present. Like, these two individuals, however many of them, they could have had people set up to go there. But they're not going to, they have people doing their dirty work, basically. King of Wands, King of Swords. They have people set out to do some type of dirty work for them. So one of these elements was involved in the movement. One is like against it, right? One of them is against it. But I get their men. One that's against it, something's going on with their men. Like their group, their clan, whatever it is you want to call it. Like, something's going on with their men. Their men. So this individual's got guys. This individual's got guys. I feel like this is a few individuals. Manager. There's assistant energy coming off of here. Then there's King of Wands. This individual has individuals attached to them, like a group of men, like this individual. But this person specifically, they're not present, but they have a group of dudes that are attached to them that they made present. They made those elements present, but they're behind the scenes. They're not present. They could have been another building across from the party. You know what I mean? But they sent people out to, I also get investigate. They could have sent people out to investigate. King of Swords could have sent people out to investigate. You know what I mean? You know? There's a lot going on with, like, it's, it is a conspiracy. Yeah, it is a, like, conspiracy. And the death threats, I do feel like she could have literally been receiving, but it's because of residual income and taxes and payments that a part of her organization didn't pay someone. She didn't pay someone. She wouldn't be the one to pay. She's got a huge, she's got this branch that she extracted from this her activist work, then it will be someone else's responsibility to pay someone that is overseeing her work and her interviews and her showings and her news showings, etc. It just depends on what's going on. You know what I mean? But somebody still will be upset about that because she would know how much she's supposed to receive, but she's not sharing that with a specific person or people. And so they're like ganging up behind the scene, but they're not making themselves visible. Like, they've got people attached to them that they're sending out to go oversee and do their dirty work for them. You know what I mean? They do their dirty work for them. What's changing is a sign of Libra. One of these dudes could be a Libra male. They don't have to be. But it's justice energy is in the changing position. But I get getting help. It has something to do with getting help, either in, like, court-wise. Yes, this is a court-related situation because of the conspiracy, the murder conspiracy that is being put out pertaining to her case. You know what I mean? There's conspiracy there, but the case could be getting the help that it needs. The case could be getting help. Her case, yes, could be getting help, But I feel like she knows. Like, I feel like she knew there was a situation where, there was a situation about this where, like, there's this feeling of, she shouldn't have went to the party. And it could have been the reason why she was feeling that feeling of the intuition was because she could have heard a conversation take place. She could have heard a recording. She could have been present during the conversation. But I get like a demeanor. Like, she was present before this happened, before she went there and that happened. She could have been in a conversation with one of these elements, one of these men. And something is off about their demeanor with her. Something was off about their demeanor, a manager's demeanor, assistant's demeanor, someone that she could have interacted with that was against the movement, their demeanor, the father of her child, their demeanor. Something was off about one of those men, their demeanor, she's interacting with them. Something was off about the demeanor. Like, the demeanor being off is, somebody's talking to her and they're not giving her any eye contact. Somebody's talking to her and they're fidgeting. Somebody's talking to her and their hands are in their pocket or they're swaying from side to side. Something is off. Something could literally have been off about somebody. Like mentally, like somebody could have had something mentally going on with them. Like, whoever put out the threats, something's mental about that person. It just depends on what someone's mentally going on with that person or some man here. Some of these men. You know what I mean? But I do feel like she interacted with someone that they set up something on her. Like, they set up something, but their demeanor, she was interacting with their demeanor is off. Their whole demeanor is off. That could have been an officer too. Like, the officer's demeanor the officer's demeanor was off. Like, something was shady about an officer. Some type of officer. Wow. Like, I don't feel like they were trying to aim at somebody else, to be honest. I do feel like they were aiming at her. They were definitely aiming at her. Like, somebody wanted, like, one of these men, like, they wanted their organization to shut down. I keep getting the taxes are ringing in my ear. Like, it's because of some type of tax. Like, she may not have been paying some type of tax for something specific. She may not have been because of the movement. So, I mean, along with this movement, it also comes the energy of denouncing legalities that have been around for centuries. The way certain legalities are supposed to take place. She may have been really not dealing with that. And so one part is like against their law formation that she was going against, and really aggravating an officer for real. An officer, like a legitimate officer. that is like against, and they're, you know, and there's this situation with these men being hooked up. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I also get like the energy of like a Secret Service kind of vibe, like a secret service, like, you know, not like the presidency or anything like that, like a secret service, like with officers and managers, some type of secret service of men, you know, some type of secretive thing. That like the FBI, like how the FBI would be like here, like a secret. It's really secretive. Like she was a target, you know, like she was definitely a target. You know, I don't know if she had a date to this garden party. I mean, somebody that she could have been with at the party could have been a target as well too. They could have been a target as well. You know, somebody else could have been a target as well, and somebody could have intentionally. But I don't know. It's almost like I do feel like she was targeted because of everything I just said before. The resolution has the Three of Wands. So the Three of Wands going towards the Nine of Cups. That will be collaboration, some type of collaboration with a King of Wands energy, whatever fire energy. Three of Wands will be collaborations with these men. You know what I mean? I when I said these men, I get they want money. Like, so there's men here that they want money. Like, they want money. It's about money here. That usually is a situation. That usually is the case in some of these situations that happen with people. It's because somebody's like they want money. Somebody wants money. They want money. Father of a kid want money. Officer may want money. Manager want money. Assistants want money. Somebody wants money, and then some of them they're not present, or they're in the shadow somewhere, but they've got minions that they sent out. Secret Service like minions to come out and do their work, to do what they did. But it's like, you know, Three of Wands, like they want money. Six of Pentacles, they may get money. Like Six of Pentacles and the instincts with them, they may give back money. You know what I mean? They may give back money that they managed to take. They could have managed to take something, you know. There could have been in a vault that she had. I don't know. Like they could have managed to get something at the end. They could have managed to do it. You know what I mean? They could have really managed to do so. But the Nine of Cups energy is in the future, because Nine of Cups energy would be like satisfaction, or like some type of satisfaction that she may receive. I don't know what her sign was, but she may receive, like, or for her family may receive it, like some type of like a satisfaction. Like she could end up getting back money that was stolen. I do feel like something was stolen. Like something was stolen. Somebody could be in the process of stealing it right now after this, you know, but that may be going back, you know. Her energy, she may want to know who's taking care of her kids. I just got that too. She may want to know, her energy wants to know who's taking care of the kids, who's going to take care of the kids. They may be with the father, you know. I don't know if she's got living parents. They could be with grandparents or something of that nature. You know what I mean? Who's taking care of the kids that she has? You know, who's going to take care of them? There's that question. All right, let's look for an outcome here for this, for Sasha. The moon is there, sign of Pisces, so there could be a Pisces energy around us. There's cups here. You have Nine of Cups, Two of Cups. There could be a Pisces. I don't know what the signs of her kids were. I don't know what the signs of her kids, but there's Page of Cups. Maybe one of her kids is a water sign. I'm not too sure. But the moon is here for intuition. And then right underneath you have the another Nine of Cups. You have another Nine of Cups energy. Let me do another outcome. Okay. And then the Nine of Pentacles. The Nine of Pentacles again. So I had the Nine of Pentacles underneath here. And then Nine of Pentacles here. But a lot of it has to do with the kids too. Like I keep getting that idea. A lot of it has to do with kids. Like the kids. Like her kids. Like her children. Like some part of it has to do with them. Like money for them. Like whatever it is, it's like I was explaining way earlier on in the reading, but something has to do with the kids and what, like the way something is happening here is because of a need that she did have for her kids, as a mother. You know what I mean? Like the need that she did have for her children. It was for the children. It was for the kids. You know. And somebody was trying to take that. Like, you know what I mean? Somebody was trying to take that. Or just the business, whatever she made, period, you know, the residual income, the taxes, that some part of that was for the kids. Someone that she was working with, they may not have understood that it was. Like they didn't care that it was. Someone didn't care that it was, you know? But the idea of release, I don't know. I wanted to get back to that with the person that they had in custody. The person that they had in custody, something that's going on with that individual where they may release that individual, like not yet, or they may have that individual in custody. One of these energies could be that, or they're a helper. Like they're not, okay. This is a lot, and it's really, it's one of those situations where who they show in the media, that's not like who they show in the media, that's on the surface. Like there is someone above that person, that how that happened the way it did. Like they're gonna show you this individual, but someone is puppeteering that person that they do have in custody. Like that person, if they claim that person pulled the trigger, if they claim that person was one of the people that they were after her, that individual is being puppeteered by someone else. Like someone above that person is the real problem. Like however you want to put the position of the person that's above them. They're the foundation of whoever they have in custody right now. That person is just the icing. Like there's a whole concrete individual that is above that person that they showing you on the news. So somebody put out a hit for her. When you put out a hit on someone, is you're puppeteer. You're puppeteering the person that is gonna get put on the news. That individual that is putting out the hit is not shown at all. Like they're behind the scenes is what I'm trying to say. Like they're behind the scenes. Like they're not gonna put that individual, those individuals, they're not gonna put them on blast on news. They're not gonna put them on the scene. Like nobody may even know what those individuals look like. They may even know who they look like. They're not showing them because they have it written as four black men. They ambushed the party, and then they're shooting this, that, and the third. But someone is behind those dudes that they claim that those guys. There's no real evidence of those guys doing that. They claim to as well too. There's someone that is behind it, but they're not seen. They're not being talked about. Someone that's really behind. They're not talking about that person. Okay, they're not talking about that person. Right? Well, that was Sasha Johnson's case. If you have questions, comments, or concerns about it, you know where to find me. My email and my Instagram are available on the main page of my channel. Be well. Take care. Bye.